What's going on, guys? cmbrickflips here, back with another haul video. If you like these haul videos, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new. In today's video, I have a ton of packages that I purchased from sellers on an app or website called Whatnot. No, this is not an ad, and this video is not sponsored by Whatnot. For this particular video, we have a ton of Lego Star Wars and Lego Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit purchases, as well as a very special package from a very good friend, which I'll get into later in the video. For those that haven't seen these videos on my channel before, with these videos, I'm going to be starting with these smaller packages and move up to the larger ones. Or if there are multiple packages from the same seller, I'll combine the openings. All of these packages are pre-opened to make sure that they are related to hauls and not towards things like my current mocks or special videos. Again, not all of them are going to be Lego Star Wars related. However, in this haul, we have a majority of Star Wars figures. And lastly, for each package, I'll be giving a quick shout out to each of the sellers, as well as leave their store, brand, or social media down in the description below. So make sure you guys go check them out. It's kind of my way to give back and help support. Alright, without further ado, let's get into these packages. As I set these larger packages to the side, I have a lot, so we're going to try to run through all these pretty quickly. Package number 1 is from thebrickchest. This is going to be a Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the package inside, we get a couple good figures. The first figure is going to be a Y-Wing pilot from Rogue One. The next figure we got looks to be a Kashyyyk clone trooper grunt. A very nice addition. Pretty awesome purchase from thebrickchest. Thank you. Package number 2 is from salesbyvista. This is going to be another Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the package, it looks like we only received one figure. And this figure is going to be the Chancellor Palpatine with his dark bluish gray outfit. Thank you, Vista, on the Whatnot auction. Package number 3 is going to be from benbanik. This is going to be a Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a total of 8 of the updated Geonosian Battle Droid figures in that dark orange color. The last figure included looks to be a Geonosian Battle Droid Commander with that printing on top of the headpiece in that dark orange color as well. Overall, a very nice droid lot for the collection. Thank you, Ben, on the Whatnot auction. Package number 4 is going to be from thebrickchest. This is going to be another Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a nice little Rogue One lot. The first figure included is going to be the White Yeti character, Moroth. The second figure included is going to be the character Bistan as seen in the movies. And the last figure included is going to be one of my favorites, and that is going to be Jyn Erso in that Rebel uniform with the nice printed helmet and cloth poncho piece. An awesome little Rogue One lot. Thank you, thebrickchest, on the Whatnot auction. Package number 5 is going to be from anoddlama. This is going to be another Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a nice little clone trooper lot. The first figures included are going to be 2 Phase 2 187th Legion clone troopers. The next figure is going to be 1 realistic Phase 2 clone trooper grunt with the leg printing. And the last 3 figures are going to be 3 of the V-Wing pilots in that light sand gray colorway, which I think is my favorite. Overall, a solid clone lot. Thank you, and anoddlama, on the Whatnot auction. Package number 6 is going to be from my buddy Luke over on Instagram. This is going to be a little haul that I purchased from his personal collection that he was trying to sell. As I open up this package, it looks like we received a solid solo lot. The first figure is actually going to be a more valuable figure, and that is going to be the Mimban Stormtrooper. Now, the next figure we purchase is going to be the Han Solo figure in his Imperial Mud Trooper uniform. And lastly, we received a Tobias Beckett figure in his Imperial Mud Trooper uniform as well. These are all very sought after figures that I was able to pick up at a very reasonable price. Thank you, Luke, for the opportunity to purchase. Package number 7 is going to be from cmbrickflips. This is going to be a Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a couple minifigures. The first figure included is going to be an older or animated Clone Wars style 501st Clone Trooper. And the next figure is going to be the Imperial Hover Tank Driver or Gunner from the Rogue One set. A nice little lot for the collection. Thank you, CM, on the Whatnot auction. Package number 8 is going to be from cashbwinslow. This is going to be another Whatnot auction purchase that I won. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a couple of cards in addition to the figures. The first card is a baseball card of Kyle the catcher for the Padres, which I think is pretty cool given that I am a Padres fan. The next card is a Sam Darnold football card, which I'll probably trash. Just plain. Honestly, thank you for the little throw-ins. But back to the figures. We received a really cool Sandspeeder figure with that red helmet design. The next figure is a POW figure from the Rogue One set with his backpack. And the next figure we received is going to be an Admiral Raddus figure. And lastly, we received a classic older style Wookiee warrior figure. A nice little all-around lot for the collection. Thank you, cashbwinslow, on the Whatnot auction. Package number 9 is going to be from solidbrixstudios. This is going to be a store purchase that I bought on his whatnot auction. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a nice little part lot for this auction. Now these blasters are going to be Brick Arms custom DC-15 blaster rifle pieces. David had a solid discount on these blaster pieces, and I actually ended up, I believe, purchasing 200 in total of these for my mock building series. I know, it's been a while, but I'll be making a new update soon. Thank you, David or solidbrixstudios, on these store purchase. Package number 10 is going to be from mandrproductions over on YouTube as well. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a couple of the Coruscant Guard Clone Trooper paper poly bags. I like to collect these, and it looks like I purchased one signed by Ryan as well as one not signed. Overall, glad to include these two to the collection. Thank you, Ryan or M&R Productions, on the whatnot auction. Package number 11 is from michiganminifigs minifigures. Now this is going to be another whatnot purchase. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a couple of minifigures and cards as well. To start off, michiganminifigs provided a pretty cool business card with all of their social media information on the backside, so make sure you guys go check them out. The next card is going to be a cool realistic Phase 1 Clone Trooper trading card, which of course I needed for my collection. Moving on to the figures, the first figure included is going to be a realistic Phase 1 Clone Trooper without the leg printing. The next figure is going to be that new Phase 2 Clone Trooper gunner. And the last figure included is going to be the Kashyyyk Scout Clone Trooper figure. A cool clone lot for the collection. Thank you, michiganminifigs, on the whatnot auction. Package number 12 is from hdbrickz. Now this is going to be a whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a really nice Star Wars lot. The first figures are going to be 3 of the 187th Clone Troopers. The next few figures are going to be 4 of the newer style 501st Clone Troopers. Next, we have 2 of the ARC 170 Clone Trooper pilots, which I really like. We received 1 of the realistic Phase 1 clones with the 2013 leg printing. We also received a more valuable or more rare animated Coruscant Guard Clone Trooper. Next, we have a more rare droid as well, which is the EV-TAC 9D9, which I love that custom headpiece for this figure. And last but certainly not least, we have a Clone Wars style Barriss Offee with her cape and hood piece. Finally, starting to dive deeper into this haul, thank you HD for the whatnot auction. Package number 13 is from Isaac Patrick 15. Now this is going to be a whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a large bag of Clone Troopers. Now this bag contains the 2013 LEGO Star Wars Realistic Phase 1 Clone Troopers with that 2013 leg printing. I believe I purchased around 18 total of these from Isaac. This is going to be an incredible addition to the RP1 army. Thank you, Isaac, for the whatnot auction. Package number 14 is going to be from the BrickLink over on YouTube. This is going to be a whatnot purchase that I won. As I open the package, it looks like we received a very solid Clone Trooper lot. To start off, it looks like I purchased 5 of the newer B2 Super Battle droids. Next, I purchased a custom style Clone Trooper officer figure, which I thought looked pretty cool. And lastly, I purchased a lot of realistic Phase 1 Clone Trooper grunts with that 2013 style leg printing for the Clone Army. I think I purchased around 21 of these total from Matt's auction. Huge shout out and thank you to Matt or the BrickWiz for the whatnot purchase. Package number 15 is going to be from BrickLink. Now this is going to be a personal purchase that I bought from Blackwell. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a huge lot of the newer 332nd style Phase 2 Clone Troopers from the Battle Pack. I believe I purchased around 42 of these total from Caleb. I actually really appreciate this purchase overall because Caleb went out of his way to go hunt these down and piece them out for me and ship them over to me for this video. So huge shout out and thank you to Caleb or BrickLink for the purchase. Make sure y'all go check them out. Package number 16 is from an unknown sender. I purchased so many of these things that I was unable to identify who actually sent me this. So if you are watching this and you know that you sold me this, know that you are appreciated. As I open up the package, it looks like we received a solid Clone Trooper Star Wars lot. The first minifigures we received are going to be the realistic Phase 2 Clone Trooper grunts. I believe I purchased a total of 12 of these for the collection. Next, I purchased a newer style Phase 2 gunner from the ATTE set. Looks like we received a total of 2 of the 187th Clone Trooper grunts as well. Additionally, we also got 2 of the newer 501st style grunts. Staying on the 501st, it looks like we received a total of 2 of the 501st Clone Heavy Troopers, as well as a total of 9 of the 501st Jetpack printed figures for the Clone Army. An overall solid clone army haul, especially those realistic phase 2 grunts that are just becoming harder and harder to find nowadays. Thank you for the anonymous seller. If you know who you are appreciated for selling these to me. And the last and also the largest package from these smaller packages is going to be package number 17 from my boy Matty's Minifigures. Now this package is multiple purchases through Matty over the months that I just compiled into one. As I open up the package, dang Matty, I really need to stop giving you my money. No, but seriously, this is just awesome to truly see. Starting off with the first item we received, it is going to be another Coruscant Guard paper poly bag for the collection. Moving to the figures, the first 2 minifigures we received are going to be 2 of the realistic phase 1 clone troopers with that 2013 style leg printing. The next lot is going to be 4 of the realistic phase 2 clone trooper grunts. Up next, we got a really nice V-wing pilot with the sand blue colorway this time. Next, we have a total of 5 Kashyyyk Scout clone troopers. Next, we received 5 501st clone jetpack troopers as well for the army. The next lot is going to be a total of 12 of the Horn Company ARF troopers for the collection as well. Now the next 2 bags are going to be a larger bulk purchases through Matty's auction. The first bag is going to be around a total of 42 of the newer style phase 2 clone grunts from the newer Clone Trooper Battle Pack. And the second bag is going to be another bag of 42 of the newer style Coruscant Guard Clone Troopers from the newer Battle Pack as well. Lastly, we received a nice and more rare art Clone Trooper with the pauldrons and backpack as well. And we also received a custom crosshair minifigure so I can finally complete the Bad Batch company since LEGO failed to do so. Now moving away from the clones, on the more rare side, I picked up a perfect condition Darth Malgus figure to add to the collection. I also picked up the rare Padawan figure, and this is the large-eyed version to add as well. Moving on, I grabbed a new Darth Malak figure, so I didn't have to buy another R2-D2 build, as well as a new Cal Kestis figure, so again, I didn't have to spend over $100 on another playset for an exclusive figure. And the last 3 figures are going to be Captain Panaka from episode 1 with that exclusive helmet piece to this figure. Next, we received a Bespin Dual Luke Skywalker from the UCS or the Celebration exclusive set, as well as that European foil pack from 2020. And lastly, we received a realistic version of Barriss Offee for the collection as well. Overall, this is an insane lot purchase from Matty on Whatnot. So huge shout out and thank you to Matty for taking my money. I mean, for the purchase. Make sure you guys go check him out. He does some amazing auction with some solid deals. Finally, moving on to the boxes that we received. Box number 1 is going to be from samwyattbricks. This is going to be a Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the box, I'm pretty sure I already know what figure is inside here. And yep, that's it. Now before I dive deeper, I got a really solid deal on this figure through Sam's auction, so make sure you guys go check out his store. But for those that don't know, this is the Shadow ARF Trooper. Now this is probably the most expensive clone trooper alone that isn't a variant version. This can definitely range in price. I already went ahead and put this in a plastic case, but this figure came in the poly bag back in 2011, which I also have one sealed from an older haul video, but this has to be one of my favorite figures, and now I finally have one that isn't sealed, that I can now use for Clone Army updates or mocks or whatever, honestly. So huge shout out and thank you to Sam Wyatt on the amazing deal for this figure. Box number 2 is going to be from midmichiganminifigs. This is going to be another Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the box, it looks like I received a few clones and Rogue One figures. To start off, I picked up 2 of the yellow 212th animated clone troopers. Next, I picked up 3 of the realistic phase 2 gunners with that 2013 leg printing. And then I grabbed 1 phase 2 Kashyyyk grunt clone trooper for the army as well. For the Rogue One figures, I picked up this R3 TAC S1 Astromech droid. I really like the transparent headpiece for this figure. Next, I received the K2SO droid figure as seen in the movie, which is awesome to see now that I have it in person. Next, I picked up a Scarab Stormtrooper and has only increased in price. I also grabbed an Imperial Ground Crew figure with its pretty exclusive helmet and leg piece. And lastly, I picked up this very minty Director Krennic figure for the Rogue One figure collection. So huge shout out and thank you to midmichiganminifigs on the amazing deal for these figures. Box number 3 is going to be from milehighbricks. This is going to be a Whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the box, we have a huge exclusive and rare figure, but before we get into that, let's get through these smaller ones. It looks like I picked up a phase 2 clone gunner from the new ATTE set, as well as 2 phase 2 Kashyyyk clone grunts for the army. I also picked up another hover tank driver from the Rogue One movie. Next, we snagged a few rebels. The first is going to be Rebel Trooper Private Bastaren. The next is going to be Corporal Escrow Kashyyyk. Next, we got a cool Rebel U-Wing pilot with that unique helmet. We also grabbed a Rebel U-Wing or Y-Wing pilot that came in both sets. And lastly, we got the Rebel Anton Merrick figure. And clearly, the last and largest figure we received in this package is going to be the incredible Rancor figure, which I can finally say I own. Thank you to milehighbricks for always hooking it up. Make sure y'all go check out his page. Box number 4 is actually a BrickLink order. This is going to be a Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit BrickLink order for a particularly rare figure. As I open up the box, this figure only came out exclusively in a Target video DVD bundle for The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, and this figure is going to be the Blue Coat Bilbo Baggins. This is a very rare figure nowadays and is the most expensive Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit figure, other than Smaug of course. This is actually the exact plastic casing that was included in the DVD bundle box when you bought it from Target, which is pretty cool to also have included by the seller. So huge shout out and thank you to the seller that sold me this figure on BrickLink, finally owning and checking this figure off for the Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit collection. Box number 5 is going to be from Roverboy06. This is going to be a Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit whatnot purchase that I won on Roverboy's Lord of the Rings auction. As I open up the box, I got a few regular and animal figures. The first 2 figures are going to be a couple Rohirrim soldiers from the Helm's Deep set with some unique Lego weapons and shield pieces. Next, I picked up a very valuable King Theoden figure. One is like new in really good condition, and the other figure was actually pulled live from the set and packed individually on stream, so it's still in mint condition. Moving on from the figures, I received 2 of the brown Lego horses with these saddles, as well as a nice black horse with the saddle included. And lastly, I picked up a white horse figure with the saddle included as well, making it a total of 4 horses in this lot. A pretty awesome Lord of the Ring purchase through Roverboy's auction. I actually had a blast to see a Helm's Deep be opened and the figures individually bagged and packed live on stream. It was a very unique and memorable experience. Thank you Roverboy for the Lord of the Ring auction. Box number 6 is going to be from Riker Auctions 121. This is going to be a whatnot purchase that I won. As I open up the box, I got a lot more clones and a few random figs as well. The first figures are going to be 4 of the Horn Company ARV clone troopers. The next is going to be another realistic phase 2 clone gunner. Next, I picked up a custom Commander Bly decal figure. The next figure is going to be this red Kessel Operations droid from the Solo movie, as well as the Chewbacca figure for the Solo minifig collection. Next, I grabbed an AT-AT driver from the UCS AT-AT set. And lastly, I picked up 3 realistic Phase 1 clones without the leg printing and 10 of the realistic Phase 1 clones with the 2013 leg printing. A solid auction and lot from Riker's Auctions. Huge thank you for letting me purchase. And finally, the last package, package number 7, is going to be from a private sale from a really good friend of mine, coconutbricksstudios. Again, this is a huge lot that I purchased through a private sale with Coconut. Now, before I open it, I just wanted to give a huge shout out and thank you to Coconut for reaching out and allowing me to purchase this from him. You guys might have seen this build on a mock building series before, and after reaching out during one of his live streams, he actually let me purchase this build off of him at a very, very reasonable price, along with some other parts from my Grand Army building series. And in this box, we received BrickFlips UCCS ATTE by designer Dave Customs. Coconut Bricks actually sold me this ATTE after his more recent mock series, after not needing it anymore. And I said, hey, you know what? I already have one, but I could use another for my current mock, and we made it happen. This is the Clone Wars version, so please hold as I switch this up. There we go, the episode 2 version. This is such an incredible build. I will be doing a more in-depth video on this build later in the future, so make sure you guys go check that out for when the review drops. But again, I know I don't include things for mocks in these videos, but this had to be an exception. Again, huge shout out and thank you to Coconut for allowing me to purchase these parts and this build at a very fair price. I can't wait to use this for my mock. Alright guys, so here's all the whatnot purchase winnings as well as other purchases for this haul video. I'm going to go ahead and set up all these figures for you guys to see. So let's go ahead and jump into the time lapse. everyone, I just finished setting up all these figures, minus all of those DC-15 blasters and the droids I left off to the side. This was definitely a haul to remember. After this haul, I'm so close to completing my clone army goal of achieving 50 of each clone battalion, legion, corps, etc. As an overview, we were able to purchase a lot of the higher end figures for both the Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings / the Hobbit collection. On the left side, we have quite a few 187th clone grunts, some ARC 170 pilots, and a lot of the realistic Phase 1 clones to add to the clone army. Moving towards the center, we were also able to gather a ton of regular Phase 2 grunts in both the newer animated and the older realistic version, and also a solid amount of the 332nd clone troopers for the clone army as well. Moving towards the right side, we got a very good chunk of the remaining figures needed for the different classes of 501st clone troopers, as well as a good chunk of the Coruscant Guard clone troopers needed for the army as well. And in front of them, we were able to obtain the remaining Horn Company ARF troopers and the Kashyyyk scouts / grunts needed as well, which were surprisingly hard to get at a reasonable deal. In the very front, starting on the left, we were able to receive a good variety of random figures for the main and the Rogue One collection. Moving to the right, we were also able to get some more high valued figures such as the rare Padawan and Darth Malgus figure with that awesome Krennic and Cal Kestis figures. We were also able to receive a good chunk of the Minbin and the rest of the Rogue One figures to hopefully complete those collections. And lastly, towards the front right, we got a solid lot of the higher Lord of the Rings / the Hobbit figures and horses. The most notable is definitely that King Theoden that I got one new and another straight out of the box mint. And of course, the uber rare Bilbo Baggins from the Target exclusive DVD bundle, still in its original plastic packaging. In the very back, I was able to get the insanely expensive Big Fig style Rancor to check off the box for the collection, a few Coruscant Guard paper polybags, and lastly, the most notable figure as far as the best deal would be the Shadow ARF Trooper that I got an amazing deal on and super stoked to have an unsealed version of. And of course, the Brickful UCCS ATTE, designed by Dave Customs and sold to me at an amazing price by the famous coconutbricksstudios. Overall, this is definitely an awesome haul, primarily because we are so close to finishing the clone army goal of achieving 50 clones for each battalion, legion, corps, etc. Additionally, we were very close to completing the Rogue One collection as well as the Lord of the Rings / the Hobbit figure selection. We also received multiple higher end figures such as Darth Malgus and the Padawan figure, the Rancor and the Shadow ARF Trooper. I truly can't thank the sellers enough for selling me these awesome figures on Whatnot, as well as parts purchased from their stores. I had no issues at all with any of the sellers or the figures, so again, huge shout out and thank you. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this haul video. Make sure you tell me what was your favorite part or favorite figure from this haul video, or just in general. As always guys, if you like these haul videos, make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new so you know when I release more. Until then, this is Champ, and I'll see you in the next one.